Liverpool have talent. Liverpool have quality. Liverpool has players capable of winning trophies. But why does this team look so vulnerable? In this video, we are going to look at Liverpool's biggest problem and how Andoni Iraola can fix it. Now, let's look at this. The problem we currently have at Liverpool is that we always concede goals and let in goals. Even when the team is leading, the team might be 2 goals up. So far, we've seen in this preseason, right? The team can be 2 goals up at halftime or in the first half and still somehow, manage to lose games. How can this be fixed? It was happening last season though, right? We saw it under Arne Slot also. We might be leading, just few minutes to the end of the game, we'll concede a lot of goals. We've seen it against Leeds, in fact against so many of the bottom table teams last season. It wasn't nice, and that was one of the reasons why we couldn't challenge for the trophies. We couldn't push for the Premier League, couldn't challenge anywhere because we kept conceding goals. We've seen Liverpool resolve to score goals. We've seen when Liverpool played teams like even PSG in the Champions League. Yeah, there was this resolve to win in the second leg. They came out, played everything, but still they couldn't just stop conceding goals. So what can really be the problem? First of all, one of the first things I noticed is that when Liverpool go forward, they always tend to leave this space at the back, right? Yeah, they leave this huge space at the back because most of the fullbacks, whether it's Frimpong, Kekes, they love pressing, aggressively forward. They like going forward, and when it's time to cover back, they are not, they can't really cover the defense very well, right? And also, because of the formation Liverpool plays in the midfield, where we have 2 central defenders and 1 attacking forward, right? Those 2 central defenders, most times when we push forward, it's only one that will stay back. Most times, probably Gravenberch, and it's not. Gravenberch doesn't really have that pace to cover. Honestly, he doesn't really have that pace to cover when going back. So that is why I think we need someone to complement him, a runner, that can always come back in the midfield, cover, when it's time to cover. And that's where Dominic Szoboszlai comes in. I believe Andoni Iraola this season has seen that, yes, Dominic Szoboszlai might not be that player you always play behind the main striker. He has that space, to cover when he's sitting in the midfield alongside whether it's Gravenberch or McAllister, right? He can always run back. He has that. Yes, he's a very good presser. He can always run back, cover for the defensive line. When we were successful at Liverpool, we had people like Milner, Henderson. These are runners for midfield. They're always willing to run back, whether it's to cover Fabinho or whoever was always in that DM. They always run back to cover. Yes, they don't mind taking yellow cards, right? They don't mind picking up cards. Endo is good at that, right? But Endo is not a starter. Endo is already aging. So we really need another midfielder. That's why I'm saying we don't just need a defender. We always need another midfielder. Someone that can always cover, Even if you use Dominic Szoboszlai in that position, he won't always be there, right? Sometimes there will be need for rotation. He might also pick up an injury. So we cannot just trust using Dominic Szoboszlai this season as that complementary, center midfielder. We need to make a signing in the midfield. That's what I feel. Alright. If we don't make a signing, we just have to pray that Szoboszlai is fit throughout the season. Right? Or we let one of they feel like there's no space in the midfield, we can let one of the midfielders go. I heard that Liverpool is looking to sell Endo. I don't know how true it is. It's just rumors for now. But if we eventually get to sell Endo, or I don't know, they said Curtis Jones is not for sale. That's what Andoni Iraola said, that he wants to keep Curtis Jones. But I don't know, anything can happen, in the transfer window, anything can happen. If any of the midfielders leave Liverpool, we need to sign a center midfielder. Seriously, we need someone that can, complement and help the center backs when, the other team's players are going forward. Now, another problem, which I think is the major problem at Liverpool so far, is the fact that we keep conceding from set pieces. Set pieces is just like Liverpool's biggest headache. It was happening last season. At some point we thought that, okay, after the set piece coach left, that it got better, right? But we've seen that recently it hasn't gotten better. Let me give you the last match against Leeds, for instance. The set piece that was scored was questionable. The last match against Monaco, the set piece that Monaco scored, right, that came from a corner, was from like just close to the post, right? Close, just like it was not the far post, it was the first post. And there should be somebody covering that near post. That's what I feel. There should always be somebody considering we are going to play in the Premier League. And you know, this Premier League these days has been like a set piece game. Yes, Arsenal won because they scored a lot of goals from the corner. I won't lie. Let's just be honest. We need to find players or buy players that are able to defend set pieces. Yes, I know Ronald Araujo has come in. We hope it's going to be a good cover, but I don't know if he'll be starting off with. Yeah. We also signed Jacket, right? I hope and we really want these players to be good at set pieces, so that set piece will not be a problem. Because most times when we're defending set pieces, you always see maybe Van Dijk there. Van Dijk that will eventually be the one to knock the ball out. It's not supposed to be so. We need another center defender that can defend set pieces accurately. Like that is always, a winner in those area duels. So we really need Araujo to be, that kind of defender this season. Hopefully he gets to be that kind of defender and will reduce the way we concede set pieces. Or if it's Jacket or Leon is starting, right? We need those defenders to be very good at set pieces. I think Liverpool need to work on these areas, and I think those are the two things Andoni Iraola has to do, to reduce the way we concede goals. And if we are doing so with the way we start games, and I'm sure we'll be winning a lot of games, right? Yeah, that's the thing. We'll be winning a lot of games if we can score 2 goals in the first half and either don't concede or just concede 1, right? We'll be winning a lot of games and we'll be a title contender this season. If you like this video, please do well to click on the like button. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you feel about how Liverpool can resolve these issues. Also, do well to subscribe to the channel. Okay, subscription is completely free, and I will also see you in the next video. Thank you.